Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a massive paradigm shift about something we literally think about every single day, what it actually means to be free. I mean, we spend our entire lives chasing freedom, right? It's the ultimate goal. We tell ourselves, man, I'll be free when I can just do whatever I want. No rules, no obligations, just zero limits. That's the dream we're all sold. But what if we've got it completely backwards? What if the exact thing we're chasing isn't actually freedom at all? So today we're going to look a little closer at the philosophy of freedom, and we are going to fundamentally rethink this whole concept of control.
Let me ask you a question right off the bat. And hey, be totally honest with yourself here. If you can't put your phone down for 10 minutes, is that freedom? Think about it. We constantly celebrate how independent we are, and yet we reach for a screen the absolute second we feel even a tiny hint of boredom. If you literally can't sit in a room without checking your notifications, or mindlessly scrolling a feed, or refreshing your inbox, are you truly a free, independent actor? Or does something else entirely own your attention?
So let's start with Section 1, the illusion of freedom. No rules, no limits, no control.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict we face every single day. On the left side, you've got the illusion, right? That deeply ingrained belief that freedom just equals a lack of boundaries. No rules, no limits, just doing exactly what you want whenever the urge strikes. But look over at the right side. The reality is that living this way actually leaves us entirely controlled by our impulses. When we just strip away all the rules, we don't suddenly become masters of our own destiny. Actually, scratch that, we just become slaves to our sudden desires and our desperate need for external approval. We mistake a total lack of discipline for true independence, and honestly, it leaves us incredibly vulnerable.
Think about this dynamic in your own life for a second. If just one comment, one negative remark, one weird look, or just one piece of criticism can completely ruin your entire day, who is really in control? Is it you, or is it your desperate need for approval that's dictating your reality? Because if your mood, your energy, and your entire sense of self-worth can be totally hijacked by a single sentence from a stranger or even a peer, you are basically handing over the steering wheel of your life.
This vulnerability brings us right into our next section, the trap of choice, where more options simply equal more polls. Now notice how this directly challenges modern society's absolute favorite equation. We've been taught since day one that choice and freedom are the exact same thing. More choices, more options, more possibilities. This is what we're told freedom looks like, right? But is it? According to the source material, more choices simply mean more directions your impulses can pull you. Instead of liberating us, an absolute overabundance of choice just scatters our attention. It dilutes our focus. It basically creates this scenario where we're constantly being yanked in a dozen different directions by sudden reactions. We're never truly choosing a path. We're just reacting to the sheer volume of options sitting right in front of us.
Okay, let's dive into this. Let's look at Section 3, the invisible prison, and what really holds us back.
You see, the prison that confines us was never built with iron bars. You can't physically touch these walls, but man, you feel them every single day. It was built with these 4 elements. Number 1, unconscious habits, those things you do on pure autopilot without ever making a conscious decision. Number 2, unchecked desires, that endless gnawing hunger for more that constantly drives your actions. Number 3, automatic reactions, the way you instantly snap in anger or just shrink down in anxiety before you've even had a second to think. And number 4, fears that we actually mistake for ourselves. We often internalize our anxieties so deeply that we think, oh, that's just my personality, rather than recognizing them as just passing emotions. These are the actual psychological walls that confine us.
A bird in a golden cage is still a prisoner. Just let that metaphor sit with you for a second, because it perfectly encapsulates the modern condition. You can have unlimited choices, infinite entertainment, endless consumer goods, and literally zero physical chains, and still remain entirely trapped by your own mind. The gold on the bars doesn't change the nature of the cage,
So, if all of that is the illusion, let's examine reality. Section 4, what true freedom is, the power of the pause.
Okay, so the crucial point is right here. And remember our focus today. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. True freedom is actually so much quieter than we ever imagined. It isn't this loud, reckless action. True freedom is the ability not to do what your impulses demand. It is pure internal strength. It's the muscle of non-action. When your brain is absolutely screaming at you to check your phone, or to snap back with an angry reply, or just to seek some kind of instant gratification, true liberation is having the power to calmly say, no.
Let's move to this and see how it builds into a practical, step-by-step process for your daily life. Step 1. Pause. Just create that tiny, tiny sliver of space between a trigger and your response. Step 2. Choose consciously. Step out of autopilot and make a deliberate decision about who you want to be in that specific moment. And Step 3. Remain still when every single emotion tells you to react. This right here is where the mastery happens. When your blood is literally boiling, or your anxiety is spiking through the roof, and every nerve is telling you to act out, remaining still is the ultimate demonstration of freedom.
Which naturally leads us to our final section, mastering your own mind and establishing an internal locus of control. Because here's the beautiful reality: the exact moment your mind no longer controls you, the outside world completely loses its ability to control you. Master yourself and look at this impenetrable shield you build. Nothing can enslave you. Not praise, because you no longer require that external validation to know your worth. Not criticism, because other people's opinions just don't shatter your foundation anymore. Not success, and definitely not failure. And perhaps most importantly of all, not even your own thoughts can enslave you. You can literally observe a negative thought pass through your mind without becoming a victim to it. You become the observer, not the captive.
This explainer completely flips our traditional understanding upside down. The deepest freedom has never been outside you. It's not a destination, it's not a specific bank account balance, and it is definitely not the absence of societal rules. It has always been within. It's a state of total mastery over your own internal landscape.
Freedom is not found when every single door is thrown open to you. It is found when nothing inside you needs to escape. I really want you to carry that realization with you today. Ask yourself, what are you trying to escape from, and how can you practice the power of the pause to find your own quiet freedom?